it's literally just in your mind. And of course, when you're experiencing things, you get the most random things happen. I've had people tell me, can you tell me the password of my bank? This is not a numbers. This is a whole bunch of different things, characters, lowercase this. And he's thinking of this. He's thinking of this 10-digit password. And no one, when was the last time somebody told you the exact thought you had in your mind? Right? And so I give people this experience of, of experiencing something they've never experienced, which is, somebody, in essence, reading their mind.
Remember, did that to Ramon. Ramon was like, he's doing brujeria.
Yeah. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
What did you remember seeing?
It's a few things. I think you did the touch thing, and then I think it was like the number. Like I heard like a number in your ear. I said, okay, it's over, fam. I said, I don't need it. I don't need it no more. But it was fun. It was a good time, and everybody had a good time. And he kept fucking with everybody, and then he came to the legalized when we got legalized. Remember, we went to Wall Street. He came to Wall Street. That shit was crazy.
To the Bobby Vans.
Vans.
The first 420. That was the first event that
you guys
we
were
did
doing
after
good,
legalization.
Yeah, you guys had called me back. You were like, yo, we want to make sure you get taken care of. I think it was that one. Yeah.
We had a bunch of fun. We always have fun, man.
So now, 2024, all this journey that you've done to get here. So now, what is now, the next level for you? Because you're so accomplished, have done the magic, now you've done the mentalism, you've reached all these people. What is now the next chapter for Devonte as far as like for your career and what you have coming up now, 2025 in the near future?
I'm always listening to, the higher voice and say, and following that. And right now it's just about continuing to express this gratitude of this place that I'm at, you know what I mean? And so what's coming up right now for me is this idea of possibly putting a show together for the people, letting people come and see the show, see it, experience it, especially because, it was living online, but now people can come see it. Also want to bring it back online. So just looking to keep expressing this, man. Just like, how can I keep bringing this to more people, whether it's through live performances, through maybe a Netflix special, you know what I mean? I'm open, I'm open, because that's true magic, you know what I mean? I've learned to really leave it open, and so I think you're gonna be surprised when you see what'll happen.
Oh man, you've already surprised me a lot.
Yeah,
I know you, so I can't doubt you.
I don't doubt that.
Talk to me about this right here. This is the elephant in the room right here. This Nike Air Force Jordan, contraption here. My brother over there bought in the cut.
So smoking, is one thing. Dabbing is a whole other world. I've been into the dabbing for a bit, and but this is a special piece. Anybody that dabs knows, people get geeked out over this, like arts and everything. And whenever you start to see color and intricacy, you already know you're paying a good money for this. But what's the artist behind this, Cozy?
The artist.
But the fact that Hoops
got it going on over here.
Shout out to Hoops. I mean, creative mind. I mean, look how far we come, man. Just we went from smoking weed. Now it's it's another big piece. Yeah. Ben Wilson. This is my favorite rig. So when I started learning about the whole the banger. The banger itself is is a couple $100, and you're like, wait, what? So not the glass, the banger, and there's different bangers. So you see this one look a little different. This one got So
what was the epiphany for you that you went from smoking, joining some blunts, to being like, yo, I want to take it to another level with the concentrates?
That for me, it wasn't about it being strong or anything like that, even though that ended up being the case. For me, it was about the smoking in let's say before a show, and I didn't want to smell like weed, you know what I mean? So when you dab, it's more like a vape, you know what I mean? So it gave me more options as far as like not having to smell like weed, especially if I'm going into like a show or in front of a corporate client and stuff like that. So much easier to and it's faster. So like I got to smoke a whole blunt.
Yeah,
I take a hit and I'm ready to go.
So what is it that now? Oh, and it's also cleaner too to smoke that way too, like health wise, because
I don't know. That's what they say, but we'll see. I don't think if you smoke as much as me, I don't know.
Yo, I'll tell you that the other day we went to go judge the cannabis,
Yeah.
the Olympics. Insane. Michigan, big thing.
Oh yeah, nah, he's fire. I know. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I asked who was, because you've interviewed and done things with everybody basically since COVID all the way until now. Let's say, who was like your top? Who's like your top 3 favorite like celebrities that kind of like you had to like interact with?
you read their mind.
There's so many cool stories, man. That stand out. Everybody from Fat Joe, of course, to the LL Cool J story, the Joe Budden. So those 3 come up. Fat Joe was cool because at the time when COVID was out, he had the biggest show. The Fat Joe was on Instagram and he's bigger than life. So when I got him on the live, he's looking at his comments. Everybody's saying, get Devonte on. He's like, who the hell is Devonte? Gets me on live. It's him, his boy Rich. And I ended up saying, think about a friend, maybe somebody that's even passed away. Of course, everybody in the comments is like, oh, he's going to try to choose Big Pun. Everybody know he's going to choose. And I wrote down on a piece of paper what I thought. And I said, I think I got it. And he looked at me. He goes, young man, I think you might have messed up. I know who you think I was going to choose. You thought I was going to say Big Pun, right? I was like, man, I don't know. And he goes, I chose. And then when I showed him what I wrote, he just went crazy. It had been his other friend that a lot of people don't know about. And that was one just because of his reaction. It's on my Instagram. For anybody that hasn't seen it, but yeah, it's pinned on there. Like his reaction is just one of the most just if you want to see him
Like
turn into a little kid.
surprise.
Yeah, what that's really what that's the magical part for me, is seeing and reliving through people the feeling of seeing what you think is real fall apart. There's nothing more beautiful than that, It's a humbling feeling.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? I do jujitsu now, as you guys said, and jujitsu is like for the body. There's a saying, every man should do, every woman too, every man should do jujitsu, every person should do jujitsu, because if you ever thought you could fight and then you get submitted, you go, what the hell? When you get submitted by somebody that's half your size, that's magic, because in your mind you're like, nah.
Right.
Not somebody smaller than me, littler than me that I could just grab. Nah, they can't control me this way. And it's a shock, you know what I mean? And what I do is a shock to people mentally, you know what I mean? That's physically. This is all mentally. It's like you come in thinking one way, and the higher you think you are on that, you know what I mean? So some people come in really tough, like, I know those other people you got, but not me. So that was Joe Budden. That story with Joe Budden, when he got on my live, he was like, he already didn't want to hear
He's
it.
like, you and your little tricks.
He was demeaning it the whole time, you and your tricks. In his mind, he had already came to a conclusion on what it is that I do. And one of the things that, people say, like, where do you get your confidence from? It's like, I have nothing to prove. I know it, because I know where the experience is going, you know what I mean? Like, for them. So there's no ego, when people try to figure it out or do stuff or to me, that's part of the experience. It's like, I'm just seeing you climb. That's all I'm seeing you do, you know what I mean? And so he was like, your little tricks, that's just climbing up there. And then I remember I had him think of a name. And he's like, all right, I got a name for you. He's like, I don't want you to touch the paper that you wrote. Don't. He was real, making sure I didn't do nothing sneaky. And he thought of Bartholomew. And then I showed him Bartholomew. Oh, and he fucking lost it. He was just like, he stood for a second. He just stood silent. And he just said, I knew you guys existed. He said, I knew you guys existed.
Oh my God, he is crazy.
Whole bunch of stories, a whole bunch of cool people.
Nah, that's dope. So what's like the coolest event or party you had to do live, like a live person shit? Like what was like? Oh, give me like your top 3, whatever you comfortable with.
This one was pretty cool. I got hired recently to do an event. They were like, oh, you can't take no pictures, no videos, and it was a cool event. Showed up and ended up being basically the whole Yankees showed up.
Wow.
And the entire team, and it was just them basically. And at the beginning, they had walked in, and I don't know. I think things were running late or something was happening, but I was ready to go on stage, but they weren't ready for me to go on stage. They couldn't get everybody together. Everybody was all over the place. So I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get the captain first. So I went up right to Judge, and I did some shit to him. And as soon as they saw it, he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody was like. And I was like, y'all want to see what he just saw? Everybody was like, yeah.
Right,
I was like,
okay.
sit your asses down. So everybody sat down like they was in school. And we just went and did a show for them. And, man, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it couldn't have went any better, bro. They was just, they loved it. They was going crazy the whole time. I'm actually going to be with them again next month. So, yeah, that was a recent one that was really cool.
That's some like New York
That's
shit, B. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a New Yorker's dream. No matter what you do in life, you want to do it for the Yankees at one point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that shit is like that shit is like life right there. That's dope,
Facts.
bro. Oh man.
Devonte, we always ask everybody, what is your go-to, let's say, top 3 spot to get the munchies at? Like, after you get high, you done doing your shows. What are you gonna get right at?
Cozy, where are we going at?
Probably like Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Oh, come on. Give me some good ones.
You're saying like sit down or fast food?
Sit
What,
down.
no, yeah, sit
down.
down. I'm in Brooklyn, right? I just came out the Happy Monkey store in Brooklyn in Fulton. What is Devonte gonna go eat?
Right there, I'm gonna go to Chef for Hires because that's my homie. So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go check him out. Some other good restaurants. Let's think. In Brooklyn, you want?
Give me Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn. Damn, there's so many. Geno's. I could do Italian.
All right.
I fuck with Italian. so
Okay.
that's really what or I'm gonna
Geno's.
go a lot of Williamsburg is really. I don't know, bro. So many.
Give me sweets. No
That's
sweets.
no, I'm addicted. I could tell you a whole bunch. I know I didn't even give you no restaurants, but that's
That's
because
right. No, you told me
the
Italian.
restaurants
So
I don't really
Said
sometimes know the
Geno's.
names,
Yeah.
but yeah. No, and even Geno's is in Queens, so I'm high. Yeah. Nona's is in Brooklyn. That's something that I fuck with.
Nona's.
Nona's. What else? As far as sweets, what's the chocolate chip cookies? In Williamsburg. I forget the names right now. Too high. Not Chip City.